you know that he's transparent. You know that Trump is not hiding nothing because you know he says what's on his mind.
That's a good point.
And you're listening to Smith Radio. Smith Radio. You can find us live every Sunday evening, 5 to 8 p.m. on Sunday Eastern on smithradio.com, SMYTH. Follow us on Facebook.com/Smith Radio and on Twitter @Smith Radio. And if you want to be a part of the show, you can call in 513-888-1538. Espouse your ideas. And we are talking about Orlando. We're talking about the murders. We're talking about ISIS, Islamic terror. We're talking about leadership.
Yeah, and I don't mean to make this political because, there's a lot of mourning and a lot of sorrow for what happened in Orlando, especially with the number of people. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like so many people died. But this is another terrorist attack on Obama's watch. What has he been doing?
He's not. None of these are terrorist attacks, according to him. It's not a terrorist attack. It's a terror attack with hate. So if he says it like that, then no terrorist attacked anybody on his watch.
Because it was a terror attack
with hate.
Here's the thing. Anyway, I keep going to the well on that one.
I can't. Okay. Rub it clean. Clean the circuit.
Right.
Clean the circuit.
I can't get it out of my head. It's
I know.
Like yeah. So anyway, no. What is it that you say you do here is what needs to be asked to Obama.
Yes. Other than the multitude of vacationing.
Yeah. Lots of golf.
Millions of dollars of vacations to the taxpayer. Millions of dollars of playing golf. He literally became what he wanted to originally be, which is like a celebrity.
Right.
And have celebrity status.
Mm-hmm.
He's always wanted to be wealthy. He's always wanted to be rich.
Responsibilities that are required of you to be that.
Well, in order to be wealthy and to be rich, and if you are listening to Smith Radio right now, and you're sitting there and you're like, guys, I ain't got a pot to be in. I got a dime to my name. That's fine. That's fine. The decisions that you're making right now currently have led you to that pot. If you don't want to be there anymore and you want to be rich, you need to make a different decision. Change the decisions that you're making, make a different decision, focus on it, and take that responsibility that it takes to make that happen. Like you might not be able to hang out with your friends throughout the week anymore. You might have to take off the pajamas when you wake up at noon.
If you're Kim Kardashian. But she is rich, but she didn't earn it.
Right. However, Obama did not earn a dime of what he has spent and the celebrity status he has. And what happens? The world that we live in, karma, if you will always expose who you are. A fraud. And that's exactly who he is. He's a fraud.
Right. Well, I mean, from a success standpoint, I mean, he hasn't really done anything.
Other than get everything he's ever wanted as president, and that's because of the GOP. So if you want to call his success as a president, it's because the GOP allowed that success.
The one thing I would disagree with you on is that short window, I believe it was a 2-year window, where they had the presidency and both houses with a veto-proof majority, is the time that they got Obamacare passed. And it was the only way it could have gotten passed.
Right, and then right after that, they lost the control of the House, or was
I think the House was first, and then the Senate followed up.
That's right, because you had Boehner in there. Boehner, Speaker of the House.
Right.
So they controlled the House. Then they lost the Senate. We the people did not control either one. However, we, the Tea Party people, helped the GOP to control both the House and the Senate, and they just whizzed it away.
Well, they thought they were brought into the woodshed or the smoke-filled room by your Boehners, your Mitch McConnells, your Lindsey Grahams, and all that kind of stuff, and they were told, now listen, I know what you told your constituency, but what you got to realize is there's a right way to do things around here in Washington. And if you do it right, good things will come your way.
Oh,
and it's so enticing, and they just like, ooh, they think that they have to get along with all the people in Washington.
Right.
And believe it or not, they've got a corrupt system going to where if you don't get along with the people in Washington, they have very effective ways of punishing you.
Right.
And you never get the kind of power that you probably should get. You know, Jim Jordan is a great conservative. Great. I would love for him to be VP, but he doesn't have the kind of power that you would probably want in a VP pick and the kind of name recognition nationally.
Right.
Although you think he would. I mean, he's the one that has been teaming up with Trey Gowdy to attack Obama and Hillary Clinton on all their crimes and whatnot. But anyway, they've been able to successfully punish people like that because of their lack of going along with the Washington establishment.
Correct.
So anyway, that's my plug for Jim Jordan. I think he's great. I hope that he keeps on getting more and more responsibility and power as a politician, because he is a true principled conservative, and he can't be bought and he can't be swayed. He's going to stick with those principles, and that's it.
And this 42 seconds is brought to you by Max Goodrich. If you go on to Facebook and you follow us, Max has been putting together little videos, if you will. Hysterical. And this is one of his videos where he's advertising for Trump action figure doll.
Oh, okay.
And Hillary and Obama.
It's the all-new Donald Trump action figure.
I'm really rich.
Unleash the power of the smartest, richest, and most powerful man.
It looks just like him. It's an action figure.
It says he has normal size hands.
Donald Trump's ideas are dangerously incoherent.
Hillary, you're fired.
You got Trump, but wait, it's the evil pro-Obama.
In politics and in life, ignorance is not a virtue.
He doesn't have a clue.
Donald Trump saves the day. Make America great again with the all-new Donald Trump action figure.
I want the...
Paid for by Mexico.
Paid for by Mexico. I love it. I want those. They actually looks kind of cool.
So
It's a little action. Well, not that little. It looks like it's probably about a 6-inch tall, maybe.
Right.
Action figure. So it's kind of big. Face looks dead ringer. Look like his head. His head
Yes.
looks just like. And then the evil Obama bot. Was it Obama bot?
Obama, yeah.
It's a robot. His voice sounded like a robot too.
Right. Dude, that is hysterical.
He's real fire too when they were attacking each
So
other.
he's been making these
I need to
these
follow
videos.
that guy.
Oh, he's hysterical. I love
does
his
he have
stuff.
a YouTube channel? I got to follow him.
Oh yeah.
So
All
what's
this
his
will go
name? Spell it out so that people listening can hear.
Max Maxx Goodrich, Goodrich.
And you're looking at him on Facebook.
Right. So if you go to Facebook.com/Smith Radio and scroll down, look through our videos, you'll see that one because it's an action figure picture. Click on that one, and it'll give you all the information to his website, to his YouTube channel. And at the very end, he plugs his own video and stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. And since we're talking about Trump, this week, he also, June 10th, he came out with a speech that he gave. And this is the speech that, I'm going to be honest with you folks. This guy, and I'm not saying that I'm pitching for Trump in the sense that I'm trying to overwhelm you with him. I'm trying to let you know as much as we can possibly know who this guy really, really is. He's consistent on everything he says. He keeps saying the same thing again and again and again.
And his detractors would say that he keeps on contradicting himself.
Which I don't see it.
Well, I can tell you because I've been in debates with these people. What happens is and I'll tell you this from my personal experience. I used to be a bleeding heart liberal. And not really so much by choice. It's just the way I was raised. I was taught that these are the things you're supposed to believe in and all that kind of stuff. And then once I start to learn more about real life and start to become more wise to the world, I realized liberalism doesn't work. It's a big failure.
It's never worked anywhere.
And I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right. I want to be right all the time. I don't want to be wrong all the time. So I started to embrace conservatism because it seemed like the smarter way to live life.
Or different choice. If the choice you're making now is leading to bad things, make a different choice.
So I assume that this is probably a very common phenomenon where people are brainwashed at a young age to be liberal, and then they come to the conclusion when they become smart and wise and more mature and all that, that's a bunch of hooey and that they should convert over to conservatism. It seems like a billionaire business owner from New York, one of the most liberal cities in the entire country, may have gone through that same process. And when you look at his clips from the 80s and 90s, not everything. He clearly had some conservative views, but he also had some liberal views.
Correct. He was a man and he was young. And men that are young have been taught that some of the liberal views, like abortion, is none of your business.
Right. And so his whole thing was, I'm pro-abortion, blah, blah. And then after a while, he has a story for how he went from pro-abortion to pro-life. And it's about one of his friends that was going to have a child, and there was a discussion on whether or not it should be aborted. They decided not to abort the child, and then it turns out it's a beautiful child, and they can't believe that they were even discussing this.
Right.
And so it was like this epiphany, and a lot of people have had that same story. I had a little bit of a different story because
it took me till when I had children. And when I got married.
For me, it was before.
Okay.
For me, it was before. And I could I'm sure I've told the story before, but I just want to talk about Trump right now. He has an explanation of how he went from having one completely opposing view to a completely opposite view over time. That's just one example. Some of the others you can, which I can't even think off the top of my head because there really isn't that many. The other things that they point out are contradictions actually aren't at all. They can be consistent, but you just don't understand how. And like some of them are the punishing the woman in the hypothetical for having an abortion.
And that's the thing.
And then changing over to say, oh, no, we don't punish women, punish the doctor. Here's the thing. The first opinion was pro-life. The second opinion was pro-life. It's consistent.
It's still life, whoever you punish, and it was a hypothetical question. If it was a felony to have an abortion, should somebody be punished? Yes, it's a felony.
Right.
Because it's a law. You can't
make the argument that, well, the mother isn't the one performing the abortion, so she's not the one killing it. Oh, yeah? Many years ago, there used to not be in a law that if a mob boss orders a hit, they can't go after the mob boss because he didn't actually kill anybody. All he did was exercise his freedom of speech by saying, "Hey, buddy, can you go ahead and kill that person over there?" That's just speech.
What if they paid him though? Or is that money
because
in the waters?
He didn't actually perform the murder? He couldn't. So they had to change the law to go after the mob bosses.
Okay, so that law will apply to the woman and the doctor.
Yeah, because the mother is ordering the murder. The hit.
She's ordering the hit.
Right, and so she would be punished too. But anyway, we got off on a tangent. But my point is that Brian say there are Cruz supporters out there and some Bernie supporters and Hillary supporters that don't like Trump that hear you say that he's been consistent from day one across the board, and they're going to be like, oh, these guys don't know what the heck they're talking about.
Right. Well,
but it's true, though. He's been consistent, and there's been an evolution in ideology. By the way, he's not an ideologue. That's another reason why sounds like inconsistencies, but it turns out it's just the fact that he's a businessman. He's not an ideologue.
Right. No, absolutely not. Speaking about Trump and some of the things that happened this week, Tuesday, Super Tuesday, huge. Donald Trump this week broke the record of any presidential candidate for the most votes ever in a presidency, running for president. Donald Trump broke that record, broke that mold by securing literally all the states. He took all 172 from California. His campaign said we're going to get to 1,400. I looked at the numbers back then, And I said, sure, you're going to get the 1,400. There's no question about it. And you are